Doot 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 theme song. By the way, anybody who gets that Letterkenny reference, congratulations. I never did claim for that to be my own. I'm totally ripping it off from the auctioneer character from Letterkenny. So, hey everybody, welcome or welcome back to Make Better. I am your host, Nick101, and I guess I shouldn't say today's lesson or today's tip maybe is just going to be write it down or do it while you're thinking of it. For like the past week, we got Lulu the Loud a winter jacket, and the thing is just a little too small. The zipper doesn't quite want to stay zipped up at the top, so by the end, thankfully the way it's designed, that it doesn't fall off of her. But by the end, it's definitely unzipped, and her chest is exposed to the winter elements. So I keep meaning to upgrade to the next size jacket, and for an entire week, I either excuse me, I either forgot entirely, or I brought the receipt but I didn't bring the jacket. It was ridiculous. So honestly, if I had just written it down, I don't know if you have this issue, but it's pointless to set an alarm for it. So when I wake up in the morning, I'm not going to read what the alarm says. I'm looking for the X, and I don't know why the alarm text isn't just the biggest size that it can be to fit the phone. Maybe there's an app out there that does that, but I just always find it infuriating that it's like if I'm just doing, like coffee, coffee in the morning, it's going to be the teeniest, tiniest little text, and my eyes are going to be bleary and looking for the X, not for the coffee. But if the COFFEE exclamation point took up the entire rest of the screen that wasn't the X button, I think that I would notice the coffee. So that's something that, always drove me bananas. But either do it, write it down in a place that you're going to notice it. Even a old school. Here's a really old school one for people that don't do that can't think outside the electronics box, but a post-it note on the bathroom mirror, right? So, or just do it while you're thinking of it. So, for example, right now I'm thinking of her jacket. I don't have to get it in the morning when I'm leaving for work. I can just go down there. It'll be an extra, 30 seconds to a minute out of my time tops, and go do it. So I can't do it right now, obviously, because I'm doing a podcast, and then afterwards I'm going to forget or procrastinate. But the point is that I could easily do it while I'm thinking about it. So it just seems like such an easy, simple life tip that is one where it's so obvious that we tend to forget that on our day to day stuff. So then you get to the store and then you're like, crap, what did we need again? It was only four items. Why can't I only remember two? It's just like if you just had written it down, even like a really backwards way of doing it is if you don't have notes or even want to use notes. If you text your own number, it's so friggin' lazy and stupid. But yeah, so that's the, I guess, tip of the day is what we were going to call it. And then, oh, shoot. I had an idiom of the day. I'll probably just keep talking and see if I can remember as I ramble on. But, oh, okay. So, yeah, one of the idioms is dead as a doornail. So, if you know your history, nails used to be a useful, really precious commodity when they were handmade. Like, they don't just get pumped out in the factory. So, nails were important enough to the point where oftentimes if they, were getting rid of their home or leaving to another home, they would burn down the home in order to get the nails. That's how useful they were. So on a door, they have nails that they go all the way through, stick out a little at the other end, and then they get tamped over, and so they're flush with the door, and so that actually increases the strength of the nail. But that's probably going to be the last time they use the nail because it's nearly impossible to re-straighten out the nail and have it still be useful. Like even if you get it perfectly straight, the stress of getting it back straight again means it's probably going to snap in half when you try hammering it into something else. So if you use a nail in such a fashion where you bend it over to be flush with the door, it's considered dead because that is the last time you're going to be able to use it. So dead as a doornail. That was a fun one to learn. I always wondered, I always thought it'd be like, well, shouldn't it be coffin nail or something like that? But no, that's why, is because of how they used to do nails. So that was a fun one. So holidays are coming up, and I don't know about the rest of you, but I've always been bad about getting presents in time or getting enough presents or even doing thank you letters when it comes to the holidays. So that was already rough. But one thing that had saved me in the past couple of years was definitely Amazon, and now I feel obligated. Don't if you feel like you need to for some stuff. I mean, I don't hold it against you. It is the cheapest, fastest way to get stuff done. I feel like if I can get away with not using it, I mean, especially after the warehouse incident happened, I just trying to get gifts and stuff like that through other means, just because I think it's horrible. Um, 3 days warning to evacuate, and it didn't happen. So peeing in jars, all that stuff. So you know, thankfully it's a small enough podcast that I'm not going to get deplatformed or demonetized. They probably don't even have to worry about getting what do you call it? It's not like you're blocked, but it's like you're ghosted, or you're hard to find. I'll think of it afterwards. It's just come on, man. So yeah, that's why it's much more stressful and frustrating, and probably gonna be disappointing. Christmas this year is trying to do that. And just the fact that I waited so long. I think we've all been distracted by so much other stuff going on that it's hard to wrap our minds around doing a lot of planning ahead as far as what you plans are, with stuff constantly changing. So, yeah, I feel for you if you're going through it. I'm here for you. I'm going through it too, and you're not alone. And don't feel bad. Feel good that you feel bad. That's the paradox of, at least you're holding it against yourself, which counts for something. Hey, at least I'm not a sociopath or narcissist, or well, everybody's a little narcissistic. They have to kind of be in order to survive. At some point you gotta put food in your own mouth instead of always everybody else. So I guess in those brief moments you're a little bit narcissistic, but not sociopathic. Because obviously you can still have empathy. You're just kind of thinking of yourself at the time. I don't know. Doing pretty good about rambling, but hey, at least I thought of what the idiom was, so there's that. But yeah, so the way that the holidays work out. Next Monday is the 21st, so I probably will be able to put one more of these out before the new year, and yeah, then we'll see how 2022 treats all of us. But it's coming up, can't stop it, and I don't know if New Year really changes anything for anybody out there. It never really seems to for me. I gave up long ago trying to do resolutions, just because if it's an important enough resolution, you should do it when it's time, rather than waiting for a beginning of a calendar year that we made up to start it. Because honestly, like let's say you wanted to, get sober or something. You can't really just get sober because it's the new year. Most likely that's not going to work out. You get sober because you realize, wow, okay, this is I can't do this anymore, and you're done, and you're ready for getting sober. Just as an example. But yeah, I think that's why a lot of resolutions don't work, is because you're doing it because you're like new year, new me, and that's a good reason to start. And hey, maybe some of you actually, just to get the ball rolling and get the momentum going, you actually do stick with it once you get the initial inertia going. But for the most part, it's like if you weren't really ready to hit the gym, say, then you're gonna let that membership lax after a couple of months. I think that's why they stay in business so easily. Is like, uh, you get the membership, but you're almost hardly ever in the gym. But then you're like, well, I don't want to quit my membership, because then I'll definitely not go. And then you just keep not going, and then they just basically keep on getting to have entire gym to themselves without with you paying for it. So. Um, I don't know. That's the way I see it going for quite a few people, including me. Just trying to start to work out from home, to even work my way up to thinking about going to the gym, is probably the biggest struggle of make better. That's for sure. So, um, yeah, we'll see. We'll see next year. Not necessarily because it's going to be a new year, but because maybe tomorrow. That's when I was like, all right, this is ridiculous. I got to carve out some time, find out what the nearest gym is to my new work route. That's part of the reason why too, is um, now no longer having my work based out of the original town, where it was by everything. It was in a plaza where I could go shopping. It was quite nice. Whereas now I'm like way in the opposite direction, and I don't pass by anything except for like maybe a um, town market, small little convenience store that doubles as a cafe kind of place. I think that's about the only thing that I pass by on my regular route. So, um, yeah, it makes it a little bit more difficult to just do a quick shopping and stuff. But anyway, That's about the 10 minutes. I'm gonna do it quick on this one because um, for the weekend, we tried to do a bunch of shopping, so chores and stuff got neglected. So that's something I should do while I still have the energy to do it. But I will catch you next week, and if I don't, then have a good holiday and New Year's, and I will see you on the flip side. I appreciate you.